99% developers think deploying a React app to AWS is an impossible nightmare. You are not just wrong, you have been lied to. Most developers think AWS is a complex monster for certified geniuses that take hours of pain to configure. Well, in this video, I am going to prove that's completely false. I am going to take a normal React app and get it completely configured and live on AWS. We are putting it on world-class infrastructure for the entire planet to see. And we are gonna do it the right way. Ready? Let's get started.
So, what's the secret? We are not building some crazy server. We are using a service called AWS S3 to hold our files. When you build a React app, it literally just becomes simple HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. S3 is basically just a folder in the cloud, and it is perfect for holding these files. And the cost for small projects, this is literally free. S3 gives you 5 GB of storage for new accounts for first 12 months, and that the price are ridiculously cheap. Alright, no more talking. Step 1 is on our local machine. Let me just create a basic React app. App is up and running in my local. To get it ready for the world, we run one command in the terminal, npm run build. This one command starts React's build process, crushing all our code into a super optimized set of static files inside a brand new folder, that is a build folder. And that's it. The build folder is our golden ticket. It has our index.html file and everything our app needs to run. Let's get this thing on AWS. Next step is to create the S3 bucket. Let's go to the AWS console. First, go to S3 and click Create Bucket. Every S3 bucket needs a name that's unique in the entire world, so make it original. Make sure to select the region where you feel you have the maximum users to reduce the latency. Now, this is the most important part. We are going to uncheck block all public access so that user can access the index.html and other files over internet. Select I acknowledge with the current settings. I'll scroll down. Here it is asking for bucket versioning. It is an optional setting, so we'll keep it disable. But if you click on enable, it will store the multiple variations of your bucket so that you can restore at any point of time. I'll scroll down. I'll not make changes in any of the default settings and click on create bucket. Okay, our foundation is completely built. If you are still watching, then do me a favor and smash that like button. Also comment below whether you are a front-end developer or a back-end developer or a DevOps engineer. Next step is to provide the required permission to this bucket so that our app is accessible. For that, I'll open this bucket, go to the permissions tab, scroll down. I'll find the bucket policies tab here, edit. The best way to create a policy is through this policy generator. I'll open this. This will open in a new tab. This provides a UI to generate policies. So I'll select S3 here. In the types of policy, I'll scroll down. Effect will be allow. Principal will be star. In the action, I need a get object action. I can also have a put object action. Then I have to specify the ARN. ARN, I'll find it here, bucket ARN. I'll copy this, paste it here in ARN field. Here you can see we have to specify the key as well. For that, I'll use star as I want this to apply to all my files. I'll scroll down, click on add statement and click on generate policy. The policy is generated. I'll copy this, go to my permissions tab. Here I'll paste it. I'll scroll down and click on save changes. Now our bucket policy is updated. Now we'll make some changes so that S3 Bucket can host the website. So for that, I'll go to the properties tab. I'll scroll down. I will see this section, static website hosting. Currently it is disabled. So I'll click on edit and set it enable. Then I have to select host a static website and specify the index.html path. So this will be index.html itself. If we are using any different name for index.html, we can specify it here. Also, we can specify the error.html file, which is an optional. We don't have error.html, so I will leave it. I'll click on save changes. So the configurations is done for the S3 bucket. Next step is uploading a React app on S3 bucket. For that, I'll go to the Objects tab. I'll click on Upload. Now, I'll go to my React app build folder in my local machine. And I'll copy everything, or I'll select everything and drag and drop in S3 bucket and click on Upload. It is successfully uploaded. Now it's a time to test our application. For that, I need a public URL. I'll go to my Properties tab. I'll scroll down, I'll see this bucket website endpoint. I'll copy this, or I can click here, it will open in a new window, and there it is. Our React app is live. So let's review what we just did. We took a regular React app, ran one build command, uploaded the file to a S3 bucket, and hosted it to the entire world. As you can see, while your React app is now live on S3, it is not yet secured with HTTPS and may not perform optimally across all regions. To fix that, you can integrate it with one powerful AWS service. If you are curious about how to set that up, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to walk you through it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and check out my other videos for more tech tips and tutorials.